Hello there. How are you doing today? I wanted to talk about something that, let's be honest, can be a bit of a sensitive subject. It's about driving. Now, for many of us, myself included, driving isn't just about getting from point A to point B. It's tied to our independence, our ability to visit friends, run errands, and just generally live life on our own terms. It's the key that unlocks a lot of doors. But what happens when that key starts to feel, well, a little harder to turn? Maybe you've noticed your reaction time isn't quite what it used to be. Perhaps your eyesight isn't as sharp, or you find yourself feeling a little more anxious behind the wheel, especially in heavy traffic or at night. Or maybe, and this is a reality for some, a doctor or even family members have gently suggested it might be time to consider alternatives to driving. It's a tough pill to swallow, isn't it? The thought of giving up that freedom can be really upsetting. It can feel like you're losing a part of yourself, a connection to the world around you. And that's completely understandable. The truth is, as we get older, changes in our health, vision, and reflexes can make driving less safe, both for ourselves and for others. And while nobody wants to give up their license, sometimes it becomes the most responsible and loving thing we can do. But here's the good news. Losing your driver's license doesn't have to mean losing your independence or your connection to the world. Absolutely not. In fact, it can be the start of a new chapter, a chance to explore different ways of getting around and staying active in your community. That's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to explore 5 smart, practical transportation alternatives that can help you maintain your social connections, run errands, and continue living a fulfilling and independent life, even without being behind the wheel. These aren't just theoretical ideas. They're real solutions that are working for seniors all over the country and maybe even in your own neighborhood. We're going to look at the pros and cons of each so you can decide what might be the best fit for your unique needs and lifestyle. Because let's be clear, this isn't about giving up. It's about adapting and thriving. It's about finding new ways to navigate life's journey with confidence and joy. So, let's dive right in, shall we? The first transportation alternative we're going to explore is something that's often right at our fingertips, literally, public transportation. Now, I know what some of you might be thinking. Public transportation, that's for young people. Or maybe you have memories of crowded buses and complicated schedules. But the truth is, public transportation has come a long way, and in many communities, it's a fantastic option for seniors. We're talking about buses, trains, subways, even light rail systems. And many cities and towns offer senior discounts, making it an affordable way to get around. Let's talk about the pros first. One of the biggest advantages of public transportation is cost. Compared to owning and maintaining a car, think about gas, insurance, repairs, registration. Public transportation can save you a significant amount of money. That extra cash can go towards other things you enjoy, like hobbies, travel, or even just a little extra peace of mind. Another major benefit is that you don't have to worry about parking. We've all spent frustrating minutes, sometimes longer, circling the block looking for a parking space, especially in busy areas. With public transportation, you can skip that hassle entirely. Just hop on the bus or train and let someone else do the driving. Plus, you can use that travel time to read a book, listen to music, or simply relax and enjoy the scenery. It's a chance to unwind and distress, which is always a good thing. Furthermore, using public transportation is good for the environment. By reducing the number of cars on the road, we can help lower emissions and improve air quality, creating a healthier community for everyone. It's a small act that can make a big difference. And many public transport options are now more accessible than ever, with features like ramps, designated seating, and audio announcements to assist passengers with disabilities or limited mobility. But of course, public transportation isn't perfect. There are also some cons to consider. One of the biggest drawbacks can be the limited routes and schedules. Depending on where you live, the bus or train might not go exactly where you need to go, or it might not run frequently enough to fit your schedule. This can require some extra planning and flexibility on your part. Another potential challenge is the physical demands of using public transportation. You might have to walk a few blocks to the bus stop, stand while waiting, or navigate stairs or escalators. This can be difficult for seniors with mobility issues. However, many transit agencies are working to improve accessibility and provide assistance to passengers who need it. It's always a good idea to check with your local transit authority to see what services and accommodations are available. Finally, safety can be a concern for some seniors. You might feel uneasy riding public transportation alone, especially at night. It's important to be aware of your surroundings and take precautions to protect yourself, such as avoiding isolated areas and keeping your valuables out of sight. Traveling with a friend or family member can also provide added security and peace of mind. So that's public transportation in a nutshell: affordable, convenient, and environmentally friendly, but potentially limited in terms of routes, schedules, and accessibility. It's definitely worth exploring to see if it's a good fit for your needs. Now, let's move on to our second option: senior transportation services. These are specialized services designed specifically to meet the needs of older adults. These services are often operated by nonprofit organizations, local governments, or community centers, and they provide door-to-door transportation for a variety of purposes, such as medical appointments, grocery shopping, social activities, and even just running errands. The pros of senior transportation services are numerous. First and foremost, they offer a safe and reliable way to get around. The drivers are typically trained to work with seniors and are sensitive to their needs. They can provide assistance with getting in and out of the vehicle, carrying groceries, and navigating unfamiliar locations. This can be a huge relief for seniors who have mobility issues or who feel uncomfortable using public transportation. Another major advantage is the personalized service. Unlike public transportation, which operates on fixed routes and schedules, senior transportation services can often accommodate individual requests and preferences. You can schedule a ride at a specific time and location, and the driver will take you directly to your destination. This level of flexibility can be invaluable for seniors who have busy schedules or who need to travel to multiple locations in a single day. They often cater directly to medical appointments and are used to waiting and assisting with equipment and mobility issues. Furthermore, senior transportation services can provide a sense of community and social connection. The drivers are often friendly and engaging, and they can provide companionship and conversation during the ride. This can be particularly important for seniors who live alone or who have limited social interaction. Plus, many senior transportation services offer group trips and outings, providing opportunities to meet new people and participate in social activities. However, there are also some cons to consider. One of the biggest drawbacks is the limited availability. Senior transportation services are often in high demand, and you may need to book your ride well in advance. This can be a challenge if you have unexpected appointments or errands to run. It's always a good idea to plan ahead and book your rides as early as possible. Also, depending on your location, these services might not be readily available. You might need to do some research to find out what's offered in your area. Another potential limitation is the cost. While senior transportation services are often subsidized, they may still require a fee. This fee can vary depending on the distance traveled, the type of service provided, and your income level. It's important to check with the service provider to understand the costs involved and to see if you qualify for any discounts or financial assistance. But often, the cost is much lower than taxis or ride-sharing services. So, we've talked about public transportation, with its affordability and environmental benefits, and senior transportation services, which offer personalized care and door-to-door assistance. Now, let's consider another option that's becoming increasingly popular: ride-sharing services like Uber and Lyft. You've probably heard of Uber and Lyft, even if you haven't used them yourself. They're those apps on your smartphone that connect you with drivers who can give you a ride wherever you need to go. And while they might seem like something only younger generations use, they can actually be a very convenient and flexible transportation option for seniors as well. Let's start with the pros. One of the biggest advantages of ride-sharing services is their accessibility. You can request a ride anytime, day or night, simply by using your smartphone app. This can be incredibly convenient, especially if you need a ride at an odd hour or if you don't have access to other transportation options. Plus, Uber and Lyft operate in most major cities and towns, so you're likely to find a driver nearby, no matter where you are. Another major benefit is the ease of use. While you do need a smartphone to use the app, the process of requesting a ride is actually quite simple. You just enter your destination, confirm your pickup location, and wait for a driver to arrive. The app will show you the driver's name, photo, and car details, so you know who to expect. You can also track the driver's progress on a map so you know exactly when they'll arrive. Many people find this reassuring. Furthermore, ride-sharing services often offer a wider range of vehicle options than traditional taxis. You can choose from different car sizes, depending on your needs and budget. Some services even offer wheelchair-accessible vehicles, which can be a great option for seniors with mobility issues. And you know the price up front. This can provide peace of mind, preventing any surprises when the ride is over. But of course, there are also some cons to consider when it comes to ride-sharing services. One of the biggest challenges can be the reliance on technology. You need a smartphone, a reliable internet connection, and the ability to use the app in order to request a ride. This can be difficult for seniors who aren't comfortable with technology or who don't have access to these resources. Another potential concern is safety. While Uber and Lyft do conduct background checks on their drivers, there have been reports of incidents involving unsafe drivers or inappropriate behavior. It's important to be aware of your surroundings and take precautions to protect yourself, such as sharing your ride details with a friend or family member and avoiding rides with drivers who seem suspicious. It's also worth looking into services that offer pre-screened drivers or specific options for seniors. Finally, cost can be a factor. While ride-sharing services are often cheaper than traditional taxis, the prices can fluctuate depending on demand. During peak hours or in busy areas, the prices can surge, making it a less affordable option. It's always a good idea to check the price before you request a ride and to compare prices between different services. And remember, you'll need a credit card or a linked payment method to pay through the app. So, ride-sharing services offer convenience and flexibility, but they also require technological proficiency and come with potential safety concerns. It's worth weighing the pros and cons carefully before deciding if this option is right for you. Okay, let's move on to our fourth transportation alternative: volunteer driver programs. These are programs that rely on volunteers to provide transportation to seniors who are unable to drive themselves. These programs are often organized by churches, community centers, or other nonprofit organizations. The pros of volunteer driver programs are significant. First and foremost, they offer a compassionate and personalized service. The volunteers are typically caring individuals who are dedicated to helping seniors maintain their independence and stay connected to their community. They often go above and beyond to provide assistance and support. Another major advantage is the cost. Volunteer driver programs are often free or offered at a very low cost. This can be a huge benefit for seniors who are on a limited budget. The volunteers donate their time and vehicles, making it a very affordable transportation option. Furthermore, volunteer driver programs can provide a sense of community and social connection. The volunteers often develop meaningful relationships with the seniors they serve, providing companionship and reducing feelings of isolation. It's a chance to connect with others and build lasting friendships. Many seniors feel safer knowing they are with someone from their community. However, there are also some cons to consider. One of the biggest drawbacks is the limited availability. Volunteer driver programs are often in high demand, and you may need to book your ride well in advance. The service depends entirely on the availability of volunteers, which can fluctuate. This can be a challenge if you have unexpected appointments or errands to run. Another potential limitation is the geographical area covered. Volunteer driver programs may only operate within a specific area or community. This can be a problem if you need to travel outside of that area. It's important to check with the program to see what areas they serve. So, volunteer driver programs offer compassionate and affordable transportation, but they also have limited availability and geographical coverage. It's a wonderful option if you can find a program in your area that meets your needs. All right, let's wrap things up with the final transportation alternative and bring this video to a close. So, we've explored public transportation, senior transportation services, ride-sharing apps, and volunteer driver programs. Now, let's talk about our fifth and final option, which often gets overlooked but can be incredibly valuable: leveraging your network, friends, family, and neighbors. Don't underestimate the power of your personal connections. Your friends, family members, and neighbors can be a fantastic resource for transportation, especially if they know you're no longer driving. Let's look at the pros. First, there's the comfort and familiarity. You already know and trust these people, which can make you feel much safer and more relaxed than relying on strangers or unfamiliar services. Riding with a friend or family member can be a pleasant social experience, a chance to catch up and enjoy each other's company. It can be a really nice way to stay connected. Another advantage is the flexibility. Your friends and family are often willing to work around your schedule and accommodate your specific needs. They might be able to give you a ride to the grocery store on a whim, or take you to a doctor's appointment at a moment's notice. This level of flexibility can be invaluable, and let's not forget the potential cost savings. While you'll probably want to offer to chip in for gas or buy them a coffee as a thank you, relying on friends and family is generally much more affordable than paying for transportation services. It's more about relying on each other and strengthening bonds. However, there are also some cons to consider. One of the biggest challenges is the potential for feeling like a burden. You don't want to feel like you're constantly asking for favors or imposing on your friends and family. It's important to be mindful of their time and schedules, and to offer your help in other ways whenever possible. Reciprocity is key. Another potential limitation is availability. Your friends and family members might not always be available when you need them. They have their own lives and commitments, and they might not be able to drop everything to give you a ride. It's important to be understanding and flexible, and to have alternative transportation options in mind. Furthermore, relying on your network can sometimes feel like a loss of independence. You might feel like you're no longer in control of your own schedule or transportation arrangements. It's important to communicate your needs and preferences clearly and to maintain as much autonomy as possible. Offer to help with directions or errands while they drive, for example. So, leveraging your network offers comfort, flexibility, and potential cost savings, but it also requires sensitivity and a willingness to reciprocate. It's a valuable option to consider, but it's important to approach it with respect and consideration for others. So, there you have it, 5 smart transportation alternatives to help you stay connected and independent, even if you're no longer driving. We covered public transportation, senior transportation services, ride-sharing apps, volunteer driver programs, and leveraging your network of friends and family. Each option has its own set of pros and cons, and the best choice for you will depend on your individual needs, preferences, and circumstances. The key takeaway here is that losing your driver's license doesn't have to mean losing your freedom or your connection to the world. There are many ways to get around and stay active in your community, and with a little planning and creativity, you can continue to live a fulfilling and independent life. Remember, it's okay to ask for help. It's okay to explore new options. And it's definitely okay to embrace this new chapter with confidence and optimism. You are not alone, and there are resources and people who care about you and want to help you stay connected. I would love to hear from you. What are your thoughts on these transportation alternatives? Have you tried any of them? You have any other tips or suggestions to share? Please leave a comment below. I'm always interested in hearing your experiences and perspectives. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a like and subscribe to my channel for more helpful content on navigating life's journey with grace and resilience. Thank you for watching. Remember, age is just a number, and you have so much to offer the world. Here's to living your best life every single day. Stay safe, stay connected, and I'll see you in the next video. Goodbye for now.